So this is just an audio test actually, guys, just an audio test. And let's just check on the volume. Okay. So we do not have, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I had headphones on, right? I had headphones on. Let me go ahead and take these off and check it through my iPad. So it seems as though you may have been able to hear me all along, but because we have an issue. Okay, let me put you on mic here, on mute for just a moment. Okay, we were cool all the way around. So what it was is that when I went to put on my headphones, the jack that takes on the microphone automatically mutes what I get for feedback reasons and that sort of thing. So, but I thought, well, I could just put headphones on and monitor audio. Cannot do that way. Have my iPad. I think that the audio is fine, and we'll get right into it. We are going to be going live with the content in about 8 minutes. So hold tight. It's always a little bumpy for me. I'll just go ahead and leave the mic on so that I don't forget to turn it back on. So we are good. Okay, let me kind of do like a little test for how I'm going to be setting up the stream so that tomorrow when I go live it'll be a little bit faster and I'll have a little bit more information as to this challenge and who's involved with the challenge. Encourage you to catch up and be involved, and so I'll get more of that, how to set that up based on how other people are setting up their streams as well down below. But I wanted to let you know that the way that I'm going to be approaching the main message, which is what does it mean to live a compelling life? And mostly what I do is when I'm faced with some a deeper meaning question that leans more towards the humanities or the art of living well, is I will go out and see what the bigger minds are up to with this. So to make it really easy and also for it to have some fluid meaning at the end, which means that there'll be links and citations, books to read, quotes that you can consider, and this sort of thing from the point of view of all of the major learning institutions in the USA. And today we are starting off with what does Stanford actually have to say about the meaning of a compelling life. So basically all of these things should be around 15 minutes, but it will be chock full of reference materials that you can then consider on your own. And I'll try and do that down below in the description if I can't do it actually in the chat. Now, how am I organizing this? Well, I went over to Medium, and I'll pull up the Medium in just a moment so you'll be able to see. And I just started to, brain dump, and as they say, pardon me, and mind map this kind of idea. Just very limited, though. Truly, I believe I have like three links, and that's it to get me started and start thinking about this from a learned point of view, not an opinion. And the reason that I want to do it that way is that I could infuse my faith, I could infuse my life experience, my own problems with framing a compelling life, but we don't know each other, and we're just going to best learn from one another, from other learned people. So, and being that I'm really not a prankster, I'm not a very good storyteller, there's like so many flaws that I have in my own compelling life that it just would get all jumbled and really not mean anything at the end of the month. So remember, this is a full month every day, and if I'm not mistaken, the theme, unless they decide to change the theme, will always be what does it mean to live a compelling life. So you can imagine that at the end of this, if I'm able to grab and pull from all of the interesting arts programs, humanitarian programs, the humanities, the liberal arts programs, as to what are they saying and how are they teaching us to live a compelling life to begin with. Where does it come from? You would hope, of course, that your parents, your family, your friends, your faith infuse these sorts of rules and metaphors and demands that you have upon yourself to live a compelling life. But sometimes life, as they say, becomes interrupted, and if you don't have that continued education with yourself, maybe you stop going to church, maybe you have a rift with your parents, maybe you lose your friends because of a divorce, it's possible that you could have had a compelling life all leading up to that. Especially those that have athletic endeavors, you'd have your entire life, and then maybe at 21, life just interrupts things. You don't get your degree. You have to take a job that might be an underperforming job for what your potential is and that sort of thing. And then you find yourself having to relive what it means, and you start to question. So I think that if we just, for me anyway, if we just lean on the academics and do it that way, that we might be just have something more at the end of it, rather than beauty's going on and on about I could say a couple of things about how to live a compelling life. Don't treat others like filthy rags. There we go. We could just end it right there. I could say that every day with a new graphic, and my voice lent to it, and it would still be true. And when you're asking yourself questions like this, are we making the demands that it is even true? Why wouldn't you question it? Right? It seems logical that you don't make other people filthy rags. It seems logical. Seems like, well, that's a pretty good, way to have a compelling life because it involves others. It probably involves some immorality, and then it involves, uprightedness and that you are moral, and go on and on and on for the entire month. But it's still going to be something that has made my life compelling, is to have a simple rule like that. This is beyond the be good, and be helpful to one another, and to be doing enough of that it kind of rolls and roils and bubbles and boils into this compelling life. And I'm putting some dramatic emphasis on that, because in a way it's kind of like and so I'm resting in the thought that I have a compelling life. And so, okay, we are at the noon hour, and let's get into the program itself. Hi everybody, this is Beauty Bubble for What Does It Mean to Live a Compelling Life? This is a daily theme for the entire month of August for Vlaugust. And as I said, I'm going to put all of the connecting tissue down below so that you can get involved yourself. But I found out about it from Dave Schools, who found out about it like that. And he's decided to kind of resurrect it and put the call to action. I saw him on the X, and it took me over to there is a Facebook group, and you join the Facebook group. And when I left yesterday, I believe there were 17. I hope that he's able to get 17,000 people that are interested in just discussing this one theme, because imagine what that would actually look like. So you already know that what we're going to be doing on my portion of this is to go to Stanford University today. And let's make sure that when I clip over here that you guys actually see that. And I'll wait for my iPad to show us. So let me go back and forth and make sure that you guys can see it. Gosh, is YouTube that slow today, huh? All right. We want to show the Chrome tab. There we go. I think once I do that, it'll go over there. And let me unlock it so you guys can see. All right, that should do it now. Not yet? Not yet? Oh, man. Gotta stay with me, guys. I'm on the Chrome tab. And let me do display capture, window capture. No, it should be display capture. Restart the capture. Go OK. Bring that down, and now we should see it in just a moment. There we go. Oh, guys. Guys. All right. How about now? Okay, we're going to do this podcast style. If you see it, you see it. I'm over at my Medium, and you'll notice that I have not published it, but I could submit the link, and that means that you could see us build up on this every day. So today is day 1, blah, 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 and then eventually we would have this lovely Medium post. And the theme is, what does it mean to live a compelling life? This is day 1 of Vlaugust. Now, this was a simple search. Stanford study on a compelling life. And I have 3 articles, and we're going to be going over to the articles themselves. So let me open. And why can't I open? Let me go here. Or we'll go here. Go over here, and look it up. And here we go. First article from Stanford Report. A wonderful opportunity, rethinking life stages. So this is what we have to be focused on, the life stages that could lead us to a compelling life. As life expectancy increases, Stanford centers and research lead the way in supporting healthy, productive, and purpose-driven lives that may span a century. Life expectancy in the U.S. has increased more in the 20th century than in all prior millennia combined, with as many as half of today's 5-year-olds expected to live to 100. But researchers say cultural norms and social supports reflect life expectancies of about 50, and consequently most people don't have a good roadmap for how to move away from the traditional life stages of education, work, and retirement. We really need to change the way we live in fairly radical ways, said Center for Longevity Director Laura L. Carstensen, the Farley S. Dickinson Jr. Professor in Public Policy and Professor of Psychology. Quote, we need to re-envision the life course, what it can look like today, and what the big challenges are that we need to address. Stanford centers that support such a re-envisioning include the Center on Longevity, Continuing Studies, Distinguished Careers Institute, among others. Each employs a different lens to tackle similar challenges, supporting people at different stages of life, whether embarking on a new career or redefining one's purpose. While nearly all universities have centers on aging to study important topics like dementia and age-related vulnerabilities, Stanford is leading the way in the study of longevity and how to redesign the full life course, Carstensen said. The multidisciplinary work spans all 7 schools at Stanford and multiple independent labs. The excitement about possibilities is palpable, Carstensen said. Stanford can do for longevity what it did for communications technology in Silicon Valley. We can build around it and develop the medicines, technologies, new social scripts, and norms that can help people live well throughout very long lives that include lots of transitions. The Stanford Center on Longevity is a translational research center working to accelerate and implement scientific discoveries, technological advances, behavioral practices, and social norms so that century-long lives are healthy and rewarding. We see the tension that so many people feel about aging at the individual, population, and policy levels as reflective of a mismatch between the social and physical world we live in and the length of our lives. To help address this, the center has created the New Map of Life initiative, which plots new points on life's course through 9 domains central to longevity: early childhood, education, work, financial security, built environment, climate, health and technology, lifestyle and fitness, and intergenerational relationships. The new map of life. We should embrace the wonderful opportunities that longer lives present, as opposed to what our ancestors had to do, which was to live pretty scripted lives, because life was short. We're now at a point where we don't have to raise our children at the same time we reach the peak of our careers. We will transition through multiple stages of family, work, and education. Stanford Continuing Studies is an open learning community serving about 16,000 adults each year, including many going through career and life transitions. The median age of continuing studies students is 41, but ranges from 18 to 100. Courses like Your Next Life Chapter help students use design thinking methods to create goals and concrete plans for making important transitions, whether it's launching a new career in their 50s or getting involved with initiatives that serve their communities. Likewise, we offer enrichment courses that help students shift in new personal directions. These are quotes from Jennifer Dietz, Continuing Studies Director and Associate Dean. And then there's an inserted article, almost like let me see here. The founder of Stanford has built a life around transition, has ever been a call over the past. Okay, that's a special little blog inside the article. One student took a writing course in her 80s and published her first children's novel at 91. More than 60% of continuing students have advanced degrees, and they often embody the spirit of lifelong learners. This has been true of our program throughout its 30-year history, and if anything became more true during the pandemic, when we saw a significant increase in people wanting to take courses in creative fields and the humanities. I think it speaks to the power of the arts and the humanities to help people find solace, inspiration, connection, and community through difficult times. When older generations stay vital by pursuing creative passions or staying engaged in their professions and public service, the community is richer for it, said Dan Coleman, Dean of the Continuing Studies and Summer Session Programs. With lifespans and careers getting longer, adult students in our community increasingly find themselves at transition points, needing to reinvent themselves and find new purpose, Coleman said. Our lifelong learning programs offer a chance for renewal, and when this happens, it benefits both the students themselves and their larger community. New ways of being. Life transitions are central to the Stanford Distinguished Careers Institute, which helps accomplished people in midlife to renew their purpose, build community, and recalibrate their physical, emotional, and spiritual wellness. The Institute seeks exceptional individuals who have built a career of major accomplishments and would like to deepen their knowledge or embrace new fields, among other criteria. DCI also fosters intergenerational engagement in an academic setting to help create a new paradigm for the university of the future. DCI Executive Director Katie Connor said increased longevity presents an opportunity for higher education. We can now empower people at the end of successful careers to be productive, engaged, and impactful, to give back in any number of ways. Whether it's through work or volunteerism, I think universities, colleges, and community colleges are uniquely positioned to serve this growing need. DCI's curriculum provides intentional support for navigating transitions, Connor said, with community as the secret sauce of DCI. The program structure makes it so much easier and helps you see yourself in new ways of being through coursework and also by engaging with people who haven't known you for 40 years. They don't have you in a box, so suddenly you have that freedom to explore again, the feeling that you had when you went to college. DCI fellows often create purpose-driven pursuits to address important social issues and real-world problems. Fellows study alongside Stanford students, providing mentorship and demonstrating through their own career trajectories that there are many paths to success, helping to relieve the pressure many feel to choose the right career immediately. These transitions happen for everyone, but it's not a one-size-fits-all proposition. Every person approaches their transitions with different interests and needs, and they're not just going to happen at 20 and 60. We need different programs developed to address these needs in different communities at different stages. Redefining a productive life. Like the rest of the population, Stanford's Emirati are living longer than prior generations, and the Emirati Council is addressing how they can be better served and better serve the university. There's been a waste of a very valuable resource, and this group of people who not only have had decades of experience with the university, but people who have really made significant contributions to the greatness of Stanford and would like to continue to make a contribution. Lit, the professor, knows the work of transitions well. She's also the co-director of the Center for Longevity and longtime director of research at DCI. Now, Lit is working in a newly created role as Associate Dean for Senior and Emirati faculty at the School of Medicine to help its faculty transition into retirement and redefine what a productive life looks like for them. A survey of Stanford's Emirati shows many feel isolated and alienated, and they'd like to maintain a relationship with the university as well as contribute through research, teaching, and mentorship. They were actually very active continuing their scholarly work, doing volunteer activities, teaching. Many have been recruited by other institutions to teach and do research after they retired from Stanford. Many serve in leadership positions in international and national organizations, and many continue to publish and speak about their work. This informed the Council's work, which includes intellectual stimulation and community building activities, etc., 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 etc. In closing, I think it's a unifying picture to recognize that each of these organizations have a role in supporting these real data-driven mandates related to support. Okay, let's go back up to the top here, and we will grab the link, and this link will go into the description. You'll see it right up here, and you know how I got there. Hope you guys know how I got there. We're going to go back, and it really is Stanford Study on a Compelling Life. I have 3 articles. We will only read the one, and then tomorrow we'll go on to another campus and see what they have to say. So let's go ahead and go back on over to the YouTube and come into my channel, and there we go. Hey, how are you? Good, thank you. Alright, so that's about it. So like I said, the links will be down below. We'll check us out again tomorrow. I know I'll check myself out, but maybe you'll check me out tomorrow. We've been live for 28 minutes, so this is absolutely perfect for how to kind of wrap this up. What does it mean to live a compelling life? Well, as it would seem, Stanford knows a lot about how we live. Well, first of all, we're going to be living longer, so we better figure this out, number one. And that it covers all sorts of things in our life. Lots of different, oh gosh, I keep hitting my mic. Sorry, guys. it involves many, many different assets of our life. And so I think throughout this one vlog every day in August that we will get to this really fascinating landing spot where we absolutely know in our heart of hearts, what does it mean to live a compelling life? This has been Beauty Bubble here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Over at X, if you want to follow me over there, definitely hit follow on the YouTube, so cross your fingers, you'll get notified. To the 379 subscribers, most of you have been with me for such a very, very long time. I've always appreciated you and send you only the best of peace, happiness, and a compelling life. Bye-bye now.